LA today, New York tomorrow, and next week it could be Chicago, London, or Budapest. There's no question business travel is picking up again. Millions of business travelers fly every day, to and from every part of the world. And it all adds up to a lot of frequent flyer miles. But all those business trips can also add up to something else for your organization and for you: global tax liabilities. But don't take our word for it. Listen to what the professionals from KPMG's International Executive Services practice have to say about global mobility.
Global mobility and business travel require a lot of focus these days because markets and supply chains are becoming increasingly global. We're seeing more workforce travel generally and travel to more and more destinations. At the same time, governments are under pressure from a budget perspective, and as a consequence, tax authorities around the world are much more aggressive around the enforcement of their tax rules. If a company fails to comply with its tax obligations, obviously there are some consequences. There can be some additional tax costs, there can be penalties, and in the context of international travel, there are some non-tax risks that a company needs to be concerned about. While these are employer obligations and responsibilities, there can be impact on the employee where the employer doesn't meet its obligations. The employee is responsible perhaps to file an individual tax return and pay the appropriate amount of tax in the various jurisdictions in which they may have traveled. Rules around the world are very complex, so this puts a burden on the employees to comply. And in order to comply with these tax rules, a company needs to have a system in place to track the whereabouts of their employees around the world. To better meet these compliance issues, companies first need to understand the risks that they actually have all around the world and establish policies to address those risks. Then they need to put in place processes and technology to allow them to track the whereabouts of their employees to facilitate the tax withholding obligations that they have. KPMG offers a variety of services and tools to help companies comply with their global mobility and business travel obligations. From a services perspective, we can help companies identify their risks and develop policies and procedures to address those risks. Technology tools such as KPMG Link Business Traveler has a variety of features and is accessible on either a computer, a tablet, or a mobile device. There's robust reporting, which allows the employee to report their whereabouts to the employer and allows the employer to calculate their tax obligations. As part of the KPMG Link Business Traveler suite of tools, we also have an app, which is available on most popular devices. The app makes it easy for mobile employees to track their travel as they go, and it leverages the location services feature available on most devices. With the feature enabled, travel is tracked automatically in the background, which eliminates the need for employees to have to manually input their travel details.
KPMG has been in the global mobility technology business for over 20 years.
We're currently monitoring 2 million trips being taken by 250,000 mobile employees across 60 countries.
So wherever your business travels are taking you today, make some time to contact KPMG. Because when it comes to traveling for business, tax compliance is anything but business as usual.